Burnout isn't something that only shows up at the end of the school year. For many teachers, the signs creep in by mid-fall. The fatigue, the endless grading, the sense that your prep periods are never long enough. And here's the part that stings. When I was in the classroom, I didn't have the tools I'm about to share with you. AI wasn't on the table yet. If it had been, I know it would have changed everything. Because here's what research shows us now. According to ISTE, in 2022, teachers using AI-supported tools are saving hours on repetitive tasks and redirecting that energy back to instruction and relationships. So today, I want to give you 5 AI shortcuts I wish I'd had when I was in the classroom, and that you can start using now to lighten the load. Welcome to the Secondary Teacher Podcast, the podcast for middle and high school teachers juggling multiple preps to get the strategies to reduce overwhelm so that you don't have to choose between being an effective teacher and prioritizing important relationships. I'm your host, Kristen Masick, a 10-year high school engineering teacher, former middle school assistant principal, and teacher coach. Every week, we will discuss strategies, systems, and time-saving tips to help you not only survive but thrive as a multiple prep teacher. Juggling 3 to 9 preps, my burnout came from the invisible work, the repetitive tasks nobody sees, but that eat up hours of your week. Grading every assignment, rewriting every lesson, recreating exit tickets, drafting parent emails from scratch. At the time, I thought that was just part of the job. It wasn't until I left the classroom and started building resources for teachers that I realized with AI, so much of that invisible labor can be lifted off your plate. And that's why currently right now I am building an AI suite specifically for multi-prep teachers, because I want you to have the assistant I never did. One of the biggest drains in lesson planning is the blank page. With AI, you can get a rough draft outline in seconds. You're still the expert, you refine it, you adapt it, you bring the magic, but you don't have to start from scratch every single time. I worked with a teacher who asked AI to generate 3 different hooks for introducing the engineering design process. Instead of staring at a blank screen, she had 3 jumping off points in under a minute. A study by Holmes et al. In 2019 found that AI reduces teacher workload when used for structured, repetitive planning, freeing teachers to focus on higher value work. Warm-ups, exit tickets, quick quizzes, these don't need to be reinvented every day. I spent hours making new exit tickets for every lesson. Now, with AI, teachers can type, generate 5 exit ticket questions for a lesson on Six Sigma, and in seconds, you've got choices. Remember, repetition isn't boring, it's confidence. Students thrive when routines are predictable. Harry Wong and Marzano's classroom studies consistently show that predictable routines improve student outcomes. AI just makes them faster to create. Grading is one of the most time-consuming tasks teachers face. EdWeek found that teachers spend 5 to 10 hours a week on grading. AI can't replace your judgment, but it can draft rubric-based feedback you edit. Imagine pasting in a report and asking AI to suggest comments based on this rubric. You're still the final voice, but the time savings are huge. A teacher I coached cut her essay feedback time in half by using AI to draft her first round of comments. Planning a full unit can feel crushing. AI can draft a skeleton overview, the sequence of topics, checkpoints, and assessments in seconds. A teacher told me she used AI to sketch a 6-week poetry unit. It wasn't perfect, but it gave her a structure to build on. Editing a map is easier than staring at a blank calendar. The cognitive load theory reminds us that working memory is limited. AI takes on the heavy lift of initial structuring so your brain can focus on refining. The invisible labor isn't just lessons and grading, it's the emotional work of communication. Parent emails, admin requests, saying no when you're already maxed out. AI can help here too. You can ask it to draft a polite no email or professional response, then adjust it to sound like you. I once spent an hour agonizing over how to say no to an extra responsibility. If I'd had AI back then, I could have typed, draft a polite email declining an extra duty. 5 minutes later, I'd have been done and free to move on. Boundaries are hard. AI can give you the words when your energy is gone. Here's what I want you to know. Burnout doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you're bad at time management. It means you're carrying too much invisible labor. And you don't have to keep carrying it. AI can't solve everything, but it can lighten the load. Whether it's lesson drafting, routine templates, grading help, unit overviews, or boundary emails, every shortcut adds up. Every shortcut gives you time back, energy, and sanity. And that's what you deserve. If this episode gives you a glimpse of relief, share it with a colleague who's curious about AI. You don't need to do it all, and you don't need to do it alone. Until next week.